All right, today is April 30th, 2017, and right now at 10 p.m. we have a temperature of 62 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. We have a relative humidity of 33%. The dew point is 33 degrees, and the barometer is reading 29.96 inches. All right, so today, Sunday, we had very clear and very warm temperatures. It was extremely clear, no chemtrails. The temps were up in the mid 90s, low to mid 90s, depending on where you were around the Southern California area. The previous day, Saturday, we had slightly cooler temperatures, and there were some jets leaving dissipating trails in the skies. And of course, Friday night, we had a lot of wind, like 60-mile-an-hour winds. And that was because of this system here next to Nevada and Utah and Arizona, with a transmitter right next to it offshore of California. So this didn't deliver one drop of rain into California, Southern California, not one drop. Now that it's moved away, we can see that the system has caused a lot of problems. They've allowed this thing to spool up. This is now a 996 millibar storm, and there's tornadoes, and I think 10 people have been killed. It wiped out a car dealership down in Texas. We do see a channel has been built in around this storm. Let's take a look at the water vapor map. You can see right here that that's been built in. That prevents the this moisture from feeding in. But look here, they have we see a lot of thunderstorm activity right here, feeding right into the vortex. They haven't cut this off. They haven't put high pressure right here to cut that off. Looks like some effort may be made right here over Tennessee, and that may be causing the tornadoes in Tennessee. There is some effort being made right here. We can see that. But this storm was allowed to spool up. That's the point here. When this is over California, we had zero rain. We just had a lot of damaging wind on Friday night. Saturday, we spent most of the day cleaning up. There's a lot of tree limbs down, and generally just a real mess. And we can see these thunderstorms here right over Mississippi and Alabama and Florida. Now it looks like there is some effort being made. We see a blast pattern here, but they should be hitting this system right here. This is sitting offshore, actually, and moving to the east. They could blow that apart anytime they want. These weather controllers, these terrorists controlling our weather, could blow that thing apart anytime they want. Let me show you what's going on over in Hawaii right now. This is the Hawaiian Islands right here. We have a mid and upper level low, which has a transmitter on it. This entire half of the that developing storm has a transmitter on it right here. As I say, this is a mid and upper level low, and this is trying to spin, and they are blowing it apart. Let's take a look at this up close. Here's the water vapor map. We can see the rotation. This is the center of that low, right about where the pen is, right here, just west of these islands. You see a lot of red in the infrared map. The depth of this water vapor. This is pretty intense weather. And we can see that right over here, we can see the side blowing out of this system right here. They're targeting this right there, and they are superheating that area of weather as it moves back around over the islands. Let's take a look at the visible light map, and we can really see some good detail here of the superheating process. Look at these shock waves right here, all along here, and right over here, but mainly over here. Let's go ahead and stop the loop and just scroll through it very slowly. And we can see that radius right here. This is that blast wave. They open up to hit that area right there, and this opens up this area. We can see the hole right there. There's a shock wave right there, and one right here. Let's just back it up. Right here, there's a big crater. So the Hawaiian Islands are receiving a priority, it looks like, with regard to dealing with storm systems. It looks like they're attending to this and they're blowing that thing apart. But getting back to this storm here, this is a 996 millibar storm system. This is the one that just went right over California and brought all that wind, as I said. And you can see that channel of high pressure, but there's not been much effort to go after this thing in a big way. Now, yesterday I was watching the maps, and this entire area in the midsection of the country was completely magenta down here on the water vapor map. We can see there's some magenta in that area of thunderstorms right down here. This entire area was pink right here. This magenta or pink. This entire area was a giant area of pink. It was really a sight to see. But I was too busy, and so I didn't make a video. But here we see that there's actually a right angle setting up. We have a straight edge setting up right here. Right here. There's actually a couple of different angles right there. And we can see the frontal system is peeling off here. So there's a lot of high pressure. But I think more than anything else, this is a show. As I say, this moved right over Nevada, and California, Nevada didn't deliver one drop of rain. So they can put some power on this and show us some right angles and show off a little bit, but they haven't put their heart into this thing at all. We do see that there is some transmitter activity right over Tennessee. I read that there is some tornado activity in Tennessee, and of course this would explain it now that we're looking at the map. We see a hole open up right there. So they're forcing descending air into this cooler, stormy weather, and of course that's going to create tornadoes and a lot of strange weather because you're mixing high and low pressure together. So you're going to see a lot of tornadoes in this area. Kentucky is just to the north of Tennessee, so we expect to hear about more tornadoes throughout this entire area. And we can see a blast pattern here. But they are targeting other areas rather than right here. See, this area here is feeding that vortex. If we go back to the water vapor map, we can see what's happening here. All this moisture is getting sucked up into this vortex, this low pressure area. It's winding right into that area. So what we see on the West Coast is they just put high pressure right on top of this and blow a hole right into it, and that cuts off the water supply. They're not doing that here. This is a half-hearted attempt, and they're allowing this to just plow a path right through the country. This looks like a hurricane, but it's actually a 996 millibar storm system. All right, let's take a look at some of these other maps. This is the infrared map. We can see the depth of that water vapor there. They should be hitting that, not up here. So either they've got a shortage of transmitters, or they're just they're doing a half-assed effort on that system. They're allowing it to do some damage. Looks like Hawaii's getting more attention. We can see a lot more activity here as this thing moves over the islands. This mid and upper level low. This is the water vapor map for the islands once again. And we can see that tremendous blast right here. Blast pattern. We can see the whole side of this blowing out towards the end right there. Okay. And once again, this is a very good detail here. This is the visible light map. All right, and this is the surface analysis map for that storm right over the midsection of the country, 996 millibar. There's actually two lows here, 996, 997. All right, let's look at the jet stream map. We can see that the high pressure over California has been pushed north. going into Canada now. So they've manipulated the jet stream, pushed it north. Here's the sea level pressure analysis for the country. We can see a surface low right here, 996, I believe it is, 997. No squiggly lines, notice that. Let's look at the 500 millibar map. No squiggly lines right here. It's all over here. We've been watching these squiggly lines when these storms are over California. They make sure that there's no rain falling, but this thing here, they're letting it, they let it spool up. All right, now here is the 300 millibar map, same thing. These are nice, clean looking ISO bars. Over here, though, we see what looks like some manipulation. There is a barricade, a channel of high pressure built in here to separate this moisture from getting in, but they're allowing it down here, all this moisture to get wound into that vortex. So again, they're not doing much, it appears, to stop that storm. And of course, there are financial interests on Wall Street, insurance. There's a lot of money to be made in insurance claims by insiders that know what's going on and so forth. So these storms are being allowed, and we have to find out why that is, why we're not getting rain in California, but they allow these to develop over the midsection of the country. Here's the sea level pressure for the West Coast. We can see that high pressure. This has been here for many days. That's been installed and parked in place. And here we have the Doppler map. We can see all that rain and wild weather, thunderstorms all through this storm. But over here, there was nothing. As you go back and look at the map, the video, the last couple of videos, you'll see that there was zero rain. It looked just like this. When this storm was over this area, we were getting zero rain. It looked just like this. No rain on the West Coast. Okay. All right, so that is some pretty good evidence there, all these maps. We'll go ahead and just leave it here and hope that nobody else gets killed. Once again, they are. This is sort of a half-baked effort. They could kill this thing off. And by the way, if we will recall Hurricane Patricia from October of 2015, you can go back to my videos, just scroll back to October 22nd through the 25th. You'll see a category, call it a category 7 or 8 hurricane. It was Patricia, 205 mile per hour winds. They stopped that cold right as soon as it moved into the Mexican coastline. Now take a look at those videos. All right, so this is it. We'll go ahead and do another update tomorrow. That's it.